Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a special request video. I've been asking you guys to just give me every single video topic idea that you have because I'm just trying to do as many videos as I can before little Jude gets here in December. So today's video, I'm actually going to be talking about my experience with moving across the country at such a young age. Most people typically leave their parents and move right when they're beginning college, but for me it was when I got married at the age of 19. I did make a video all about getting married young, so you can see it right here. There's a little clicky thing right here, and it's also down in the description box below. So go watch that video first if you're more interested in the marriage aspect of it. Today I just kind of wanted to talk about my experience with moving and also maybe some tips that could help you guys if you're struggling with your move right now or you're about to do a big move and you're nervous. A little bit about me. I am very, very close to my family. I always have been. My brother and I are 21 months apart, and my sister is 7 years younger than me. And the three of us have just always been best friends. I am the oldest of the family, and I've always told people this, and I believe it. I think that the oldest has the hardest time moving because they're the leader of the house in a way, you know, and they have to leave their siblings and leave their family. And because I got married so young at 19, my brother was only 17 and my sister was only 12, so I kind of felt like I was leaving in the middle of her childhood. I grew up in Colorado my whole life. All my family was either in Colorado or Wyoming, basically. So just a very close family that always saw each other and all of that jazz. I met David. He's from Florida, and his family lived in Florida, his immediate family. And so I think naturally when we decided to get married, we just chose Florida. I don't know. I was excited for the adventure because I had never been away from home before. And also we had a job promised that when we got to Florida, you know. I think I was so excited leading up to the wedding to move that I didn't really have, I don't know, I didn't really sit down and really think about it. But I think sometimes you're not really prepared for what's going to happen until it happens. And then you realize, wow, dang. So I said goodbye to my family and friends on my wedding day night. Right before we left the venue, I turned to my mom and my grandma and my best friends and I was like, bye guys, I'll see you later. I had no idea how hard that was going to be. When you're so close to your family and you leave them for the first time, you know, it's just that feeling of just, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like your life flashing before your eyes, kind of when people say you die. But you're not dying, obviously. You're just leaving. But you start thinking about all these childhood memories. You start thinking about all these things that happened when you were a kid. And it's kind of a symbolism of you growing up too, which makes it kind of sad and depressing because who wants to grow up, right? We went to our honeymoon and kind of forgot about it because we were at our honeymoon. But as soon as we got to Florida into our new condo, it just hit me. I was like, wow, this is my new home. This is a girl who had never even driven on an interstate before. And now all of a sudden I had to drive 40 minutes from my house to get to the mall where I was working on the interstate. So it was just little things like that. Weather in Florida, it's humid there and it's dry in Colorado. There's a lot of more bugs in Florida. Roaches, I was introduced to those. And in the middle of all that, David and I were having major marriage relational problems. I talk about that in the marriage video. I just felt really alone for a long time. And because I'd always gone to my parents for everything, I mean, I was that teenager that sat down at the kitchen table with them and I was just like, listen guys, this is what's going on. I've always released every part of my heart to my parents. It was so hard not having them there in person. I mean, I was calling them on the phone and stuff, but not having them there, it was heartbreaking for me. And then I was meeting a lot of girls my age from church and stuff. We were leading worship at a church there. So it wasn't like I wasn't really making friends. It was almost like everybody in Florida, they never knew me when I was a child. They never knew me growing up. And for some reason, that affected me because it's they never even saw my growth in life. As weird as that sounds, when you're in a place where you're full of people that have never seen you grow up or have never seen you overcome obstacles or anything like that, it kind of affects you and it kind of bothers you. I just remember crying a lot. And you know, I would talk to a lot of leaders about it at church and some of them would tell me straight up, it took me 4 years to get used to living here in Florida. So they're like, I think in a few years you'll be used to it. And I was like, a few years of this? I have to deal with this for a few more years of feeling out of place, feeling like I don't belong. even in the midst of all that, I still found things to be grateful for. I ended up starting a blog just so I could write down the little things each day that just really made my heart happy. I felt like just counting my blessings and being grateful for what I had helped me for my present situation, even though it was so hard and all I wanted to do was just move back home. I knew that that wasn't the case and that wasn't my reality at that time. And if I was just gonna sit there and try to come back home and wish I was back home, I was gonna miss out on like the little things that were in front of my face there. And I would have, totally, I would have missed out on a lot of great friendships if I would have never just relaxed and been like, this is my situation I'm in. Like, I don't wanna live in Florida. I don't wanna be here, but I am here. And so I have to make the best of it. The cool thing for me living in Florida that I never had in Colorado was just the amount of auditions that I was able to go to. I was able to go to a lot of Disney auditions, and I was in a lot of musical theater and productions, things that like I missed out on in Colorado because there's just not as many opportunities. And that was a reality check too, because I was so used to being a great singer in Colorado, like at my high school, you know, being one of the best. And I'm not trying to say that to like sound conceited. That's just kind of how it is though, when you're in a smaller kind of setting, and then you go to a much larger setting. And I started going to the auditions for Disney World for the productions there, and I was like, these people are really talented. I had no chance whatsoever. But I still went because I wanted to challenge myself, and because auditioning makes me so nervous that I wanted to be able to just like conquer that fear of auditioning. And to this day, it's a little easier now. I just still can't dance, so I will never probably be in a Disney production because I can't dance at all. I just learned to make the best of it, even when it wasn't the greatest. I think right around the 2.5-year mark of living there and being married is when I found out I was pregnant with Eden, which was totally unexpected and crazy. So I have her entire pregnancy and just what I remember about it in Florida. And I think it's right about the time that she was born when I started feeling like myself again. And I started feeling like maybe this was becoming home, as crazy as that sounds. I started making YouTube videos in October. She was born in April. And honestly, YouTube was this community and this group of people that I never found. And I kind of felt like that was the missing piece of my life, in a sense of like the thing that I was yearning for so long. Just trying to find a place and trying to find friends that I could relate to. And as soon as I got on YouTube, I was like, wow, I feel like this might be what was missing this whole time. Finding that thing that makes you happy is really important. Finding that thing that makes you tick is important. And if you don't know what that is yet, just try around with different things, you know, go experience new things, and you'll find it along the way. I would have never known that I was YouTube. Honestly, I just decided like, oh, this is fun. These people are documenting their pregnancy. I could do that. Doesn't look very hard. So I just started making the videos, and you know, the first few times it was extremely, extremely awkward. But as I continued making the videos, I was like, wow, there's a lot of potential in this. This is really cool. It's not like I was just sitting around all the time, by the way. I had jobs this whole time. So time was passing still, and I don't know, I feel like David and I still were able to do a lot of traveling. I mean, we would go to Disney World, we'd go to Universal, we'd go to St. Augustine, which isn't that far away from Orlando. We would go to Tampa. I mean, we just did a lot of really, really fun things, and we just tried to make the best of every moment. I know I keep saying that, but I feel like that's probably like the most important piece of advice I have. If you're somewhere that you absolutely hate, or somewhere that you just feel depressed in, I understand you. Trust me, I understand that feeling. I understand that pain. Try to find something that you would have never appreciated before. The week before Eden was born, the church that we were leading worship at decided to close down. It had been a long time coming. It's not like they just decided that week, like, we're closing. But we weren't really informed about it until 1 or 2 weeks before that. So it was a huge shock to us. And me being so pregnant, I was just an emotional wreck. David was on the phone every single day, calling people, asking churches if they need worship pastors, networking, just trying to find something that we could do in Florida. And it just started to become clear to us that maybe we were supposed to move again. And at this time I was like, as much as I would have loved to move back to Colorado, I was just like, this is home. Like, Florida is our home now. I never thought I would get to that place where I would say Florida is home. Like, we brought our baby here. You know, she has her own adorable, cute room. If you guys saw the nursery tour, then you know what I'm talking about. I was obsessed with her room. I was just like, I just finished the nursery. Now you want us to move, God? So when Eden was 6 months old, we just took the leap of faith and we moved to Colorado. Our condo sold in the first 10 hours it was on the market. Cash offer right then. I just couldn't believe how quickly everything happened. To me, that was a major sign that we were supposed to move back. So we ended up coming back to Colorado, and honestly, my heart is so overjoyed. I would totally be lying to you if I said I was just as happy in Florida as I am here in Colorado, because that's not true. I'm much more happy here because I'm close to my family. They're an hour away. So I get to see them a lot, and they get to watch Eden grow up, and that's really important. And David's parents can visit whenever they want, and it's been great. But life is unexpected, you guys, and there might be a moment where David and I are called to another state, and we're kind of in that process right now of not knowing where we're gonna be and where we're gonna end up. And I've just been praying for that peace to come over me with whatever happens. I just wanna be content with where I am, to learn to be grateful in the small things, and to continue doing what I love at that place. I know it's not easy. I know that you might be struggling, you might be depressed, but you'll get there, I promise. And don't let anybody force you in the mourning process. I call it a mourning process because it kind of is a little bit. You kind of die to like what you're used to and what you have just known your whole life, and you have to learn something new. It's a lot at once, and don't let anybody downplay it for you, because there were a lot of people that tried to do that with me, and I was just like, you don't understand where I'm coming from. It's another thing, talk to people that understand where you're coming from, people that have been where you are, because they're much more understanding. If somebody has lived in the same place their whole life and never moved, they don't understand the struggles of this. So anyway, this was a very long video, but I hope it helps some of you guys. Like I said, somebody requested it, so I thought I would do it. Thanks for watching it all the way through. If you want to message me personally and ask me questions or just talk, feel free to do that. You can reach me on my Facebook fan page, which is down in the description box below. You can also leave a comment on here with any questions or any comments you want to make. And if you moved at a young age, please tell me your experience, and please tell me what you learned from it. We will see you in our next video. Bye! Bye! You can film. I've been kind of hesitant to post this video because I know I'll probably get some backlash from it, from the people that don't necessarily agree with my opinions. I think it's hard getting backlash the most on videos that have to do with birth, or where you're talking about birth, because it's such a real, raw experience. But I'll share with you guys anyway. So as